my grandfather said, where he said, you know, be mindful of your decisions, grandson, because you got a lot of people depending on you.
My success, it ain't random. Float on the scene like a phantom. You and I should be on one accord, together one hell of a tandem. I done cut ties to take it this high. The top is my spot, no questioning why. Took some
All right. Yo, what's up, family? It's your boy VNLJ. We back at it again, keeping this thing rolling. Success ain't random. Episode 17. Y'all been rocking for a long time. Shout out all of the audio listeners. I have to pay more attention to y'all. I am so sorry about that. The homie told me that we are on Audible now, and that goes to show you how much I pay attention. But for everybody that's listening, I appreciate that 100%. But I got a treat for y'all today. I had to get a little spiffy. I had to get a little nice, you feel me? Because I'm sitting out here with a fashion connoisseur, designer. I would call him, you know what I mean, somebody who's giving great inspiration. Author, life coach. This man has done it all. Ex-engineer. Like, I feel like at some point you gotta run out of stuff. Like, where's your cutoff? I don't know what the cutoff is. Next week, this man might be teaching SEALs how to sing or something. I don't know. Man, my guy, Ramon Smothers. How you doing, my G?
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here. I'm doing good, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Man, I'm happy. Bro, full disclaimer, we've tried to set this up a good amount of time. Facts. But this man is super busy. And I want to get into it. Obviously, you see the fit, you know what I'm saying? Courtesy of a Legacy Lapels, y'all. And I feel underdressed. I really do.
I told you, bro, we gonna get you right. But I mean, I like the fit. I asked you where you got the pants from. So, I mean, you all right with me.
Yeah,
you all right with me.
But now, if he starts make these pants, y'all feel better about getting them. Because one, I can get them in my size.
Yeah, we got to put the tag. We got to put the Legacy Lapels tag.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah,
bro.
We got to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Man, but I want to get into it. First, tell me, I got to ask real quick, what was the inspiration for the fit?
The fit today? Or the design of the fit? I mean, I don't know. So, I wanted to be comfortable. I mean, like you said, you wanted to be comfortable, but I think I don't know, I've been feeling like monotone browns lately. Bro, and it's summertime, so I shouldn't be feeling that way, but would feel good. That's where the inspiration comes from. I
feel like fashion then took this direction where we don't really subscribe to those old color rules. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't wear white after Labor Day. I don't think nobody's caring about that no more.
I don't think so either. And I think the thing I always tell people, if you know the rules, you can break them. So, yeah, we know not to wear white.
It's a bar.
It's a bar. we know not to wear white on Labor Day.
Yeah.
But we can break it if we want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That monochrome thing, I tried that. Shout out to my wife. I thought I was doing something. I had something similar, right? But my shirt, you know, I tried to do the whole monochrome thing with the green, and she looked at me and she was like, maybe change the shirt. I was like, dang, brother, I was doing something cool.
Hey, Steve Harvey got boys thinking everybody can pull off the monochromatic looks, bro. Steve, I don't know, it take a little practice. I think he didn't master it. So keep at it though.
Yeah, I mean,
mastery takes time.
I ain't gonna let it go. I see too many people look fly in it. I'm like, I gotta get a piece.
You gotta try again.
I gotta try it again. Man, but okay, so the introduction, like I told y'all, this man has done a ton of different things. But I wanna focus on Legacy Lapels and just the whole coming of age with that, right? Now, we all know nothing just pops out of the blue. It was a work in progress leading up to this point. Before we get to that, tell me about Ramon. Tell me about the early stages of Ramon. We're gonna work our way back to up to now.
Yeah.
And just man, where did you even like where do we start? Where do we start with this journey?
Man, if we talking Ramon, man, probably childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always like this, and not even fashion, but I was always like not the guy to follow the crowd type type person. I excelled in school. I was ambitious as a child, so I was always just thinking of creative ways to express myself. Even way back then, I got a best friend who we've been best friends since like the second grade.
Oh man,
and he still get at me because he still get on me to this day because he was like, bro, you was the only kid I knew in third grade who just read books for leisure. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I read
in
books.
Third grade?
I was reading R.L. Stein books, the scary little tales.
Did you do accelerated reader?
Yeah.
See, that's the only reason why I read, because I wanted to go to the party and be able to get the prizes at the library. That was the only reason. I knew Harry Potter books had the most points.
I still haven't read a Harry Potter book.
Are you serious?
But it was a grading scale, so you knew Harry Potter gave you the most points.
It would give you the most points, so you just read it.
So yeah, that's.
And then I got wise and figured out you could find like summaries on the internet. But hey, bro, look, but there you go. You
That's a life lesson right there, bro.
Man, work smarter, not harder.
No facts, bro.
You feel me?
Yes.
But man, okay, so you always like wanted to kind of separate yourself from the pack in so many ways.
Yeah, but I think it was more so kind of like organically. I don't know. I think so. I guess if we're bringing it full circle, yeah, I always wanted to like make sure that I carved my own path, right? And I didn't even realize that would transfer into entrepreneurship when I came of age, when I became an adult. You get what I'm saying? But I was always just kind of trying to carve my own path and be a leader, not a follower. But it wasn't intentional. I think just something just attracted me to that as a child.
It was like a beautiful mesh between your actual interest and it just so happened your interest was not the same.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was interested in reading and studying, and that's just what interests me, and that's what I did.
Okay.
And so I think it transferred into entrepreneurship, into Legacy Lapels. Like when I first started the suit company, the whole brand was solid colors that you've never seen before in a suit.
Yeah.
So you got your blues, you got your grays, you got your blacks. They tell you start with those. Yeah. But I was like, scratch that. I'm starting with purple.
I'm about to bring up the purple. That's my favorite color. And people get on me for that. They're like, for real? You like purple? I'm like, dog, that's my favorite color. So when I seen that, I was like, bro.
It's royal, bro. Like back in the days, it was royalty.
It's hypnotic. It's royal. Exactly. Sidebar, definitely grew up. So I grew up with my mom. You know what I'm saying? And when I would get out of school, I probably was going to an aunt or something house or something like that. My mom worked a couple jobs. And they definitely had Montel on. And I'll never forget watching Montel, and they did a segment, well, not a segment, they did like a piece on different colors and their meanings. And purple stood out to me because it was like purple, it's a very drawing color, it draws you in, it's hypnotic, it's mysterious. I was like, okay, purple is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also purple is the color of the Lakers, so we going with that. Purple.
Facts.
There you go.
And I mean, even if you look up the history of purple, it was like back in the 1500s, like back in medieval times, all the kings and wealthy people wore purple because it was more expensive. It was a more expensive color back then. Like purple was an expensive dye. So only wealthy people wore purple because nobody else could afford to get their clothes colored. Color. So I looked at. I was like, purple is a vibe, bro. Yeah.
Y'all just got a deep dive on the color purple. If I start seeing y'all boys pulling up with purple shirts and stuff like that, hey, you know you got it from.
Exactly.
Man. We ain't gonna talk about Magni's days. That definitely happened, and I was highly offended. Anyway, we ain't gonna throw shade, but
I'm interested.
You know who you are.
I'm intrigued.
Nah, man, I was definitely pulling up with the V-neck sweater, but it was purple. I had the purple sandals on. Okay. I'm walking around.
I see where this is going.
You feel me? And definitely somebody, he was in a frat. I saw him one good day. I saw this man one day, I promise you. And I never forget when I seen him, what's up, bro? All right, yeah, G, yeah, cool.
Right.
Every single Friday.
Yeah.
This boy was breaking out the purple V-neck, man. And I'm like, dog, give it a rest. I had to switch it. And it was from Express. Shout out Express. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I felt you stole my sauce, bro. When I was a freshman.
That's what inspiration
That's what inspiration
looks like, bro.
Yeah, man.
And they say flattery is mockery is the best form of flattery or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I guess. I'm just
look at it that way.
Yeah, I ain't tripping off of it, man. I just, at the time I was, because then there was a chick that I was trying to get at. He definitely took my joint. I was like, dang, bro, for real? In the sweater? All right, G, I got you. You real. Whenever you came out with Legacy Lapels, it definitely made y'all brand stand out because, like I said, those colors caught my eye immediately, and I was like, bro, if I ever wanted to get a suit, like I'm gonna opt for something like that. Don't know where I'm gonna wear it at, don't know none of that, but I'm definitely gonna opt for something like that because I mean, ultimately, when you getting dressed up like that, bro, that's what you're trying to do. You trying to feel confident, you trying to feel fly, and you want to separate yourself.
Yeah, no facts.
It's super dope that you was able to pour that element of yourself into the brand like that, and also give other people the option to experience that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm curious, considering the fact that you know, outside of just reading the books and everything like that, going back to your childhood, you played sports. I did research, y'all. I did research.
I mean, and everybody says this. I was pretty good though. Like I was pretty good at sports. Yeah, I played sports from childhood up until college. But football was always like my passion. I feel like I was better in baseball than football.
For real?
Yeah, I was good in baseball, bro. I was really good.
Why I ain't go do that?
Because I grew up in Port Arthur, and we were surrounded by like these white towns, Port Neches, Nederland, Bridge City, like all these small white towns. So when it was time to play those guys in like All-Star League, we would get thrashed. Like they was beating us so bad, bro. And so it was just kind of discouraging. And so when I got to like high school, our team was just so bad. I was like, I don't want to play. Like I don't want to just lose. And so I just stuck with football. And you know, football, we was winning. Okay. And so that's kind of how that happened. Like I want to win. And so I stuck with football. And then eventually I played in college and won 2 more championships in college. Fire. And yeah, and then my senior season, I couldn't play my senior season because of like some academic technicalities. I was 1 credit short. I was majoring in engineering. Yeah, I was majoring in engineering and playing football, and then I had pledged too. So I was trying to balance a lot of stuff, and calculus too kicked my butt, and so that's kind of how that happened. Dang, man. Still managed to graduate as an engineer, though. I got my engineering degree, but missed my senior season of football. Okay. So, man. So I'm going to ask this question, right? Being in that situation where, like, you have been doing this, you're really, really good, was there any disappointment at that? I mean, like, was it, like... Because, I mean, like, you would, in my mind, here I am. I've been killing it up until this point. And I mean killing it. I'm about to be an engineer, you feel me? I'm playing football, pledging cap. If you've gone to any school in the South, you know what that means when you pledge Kappa, bro. Like, you already know. Like, it is what it is. But you're killing it, and then you hear, oh, you can't play. Like, in my, like, mentally, I would be in a place where I'm like, okay, well, it's just make or break right here. Like, I gotta graduate, and I gotta like over excel, to make up for what I missed on my senior year. That probably was like one of the most difficult times. One of the most difficult times in my life, because I was like, man, I'm watching my dream go away. You know what I'm saying? Like my childhood dream of playing football in the NFL. I know my senior season is going to be important, but I also know that I want to graduate in engineering. That was a goal I had too. So I had two goals, right? To play football but graduate above all. You get what I'm saying? And but yeah, that was one of the most difficult times of my life because I was just trying to figure out, okay, well, shoot, if I don't play football, then what I'm gonna do? So yeah, I had to like finish school and calculus was still hard. It still took me three times to pass 3 semesters, bro. But I finished and I was able to graduate with my engineering degree. But it was tough. I think, and then after that, like me and you, we talked about this a little off camera. But I think that was maybe like the first time I experienced like depression because, and I didn't even know what it was back then. We wasn't as like self-aware back then. This was 10, 15 years ago. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't even talking about anxiety and depression back then. You know what I'm saying? That was the first, but looking back, I was like, yeah, I was depressed. You get what I'm saying?
Were you depressed more so that you couldn't about the NFL dream, or was it more so the fact that like, okay, well, not only do I have to watch this dream just go die, but but at the same time, now I also have to sit through the fact that I have to keep trying at this other thing that's going to allow me to have my other dream that I had.
Yeah, nah, it was
a combination.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. It was a combination. Yeah, it was a combination because it was like I watched. Yeah, I watched everybody I played with. They getting calls. They getting, they getting calls, and I'm like, I know I'm good enough to play. You get what I'm saying? And now I'm looking back at, damn, like past decisions, like if I would have just went a little harder in calculus or whatever, and then, but then also it was challenging because it took me 3 times. So not only wasn't I making it to the NFL, but shoot, now I'm prolonging graduation because I still got to take calculus. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that you said that about how like 15 years ago we weren't that self-aware. Nobody was looking into their mental health and nothing like that.
Right.
But as an African American, especially, we all got some type of form of anxiety, some type of form of PTSD. It might not even be that stereotypical of, you driving and you see a cop and you immediately kind of like, let me get right real quick. It might not even be that. It could very well be something that you've seen in your family where you're like, I'm not trying to end up that way.
Right.
And the second that you get reminded of this is a potential future for you if you don't execute on this, it immediately sends you into like fight or flight mode.
Okay.
That's not normal. like I don't care what people tell you, bro, that's not normal. So I mean, yeah, that's wild. The second thing I want to ask you is, was college something heavily pushed in your family? Like, were you like, with like people, did a lot of people go to college in your family? I know for myself, my parents both went and they didn't finish.
Yeah.
So I'm in school currently, and that's one of the goals that I think about. Like, I'll be the first person in my family to actually finish school.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, as African Americans, we do have a lot of challenges. So for me, I was the first person to get a college degree. Like my mom, I'm lying. My mom, she pushed me to get a college degree, but she got her 2-year nursing degree.
Okay.
And never got her 4-year, which was her goal.
Yeah.
But so she got her 2-year and just never kind of went back. And but she was like, you're gonna finish college. And so I was the first person with a 4-year degree in my family. And it was big for me. It was big for her. And that was one of the things. But at 19, 20 years old, we do have a lot of pressure on our shoulders to be the first and to finish. And now you don't want to be a disappointment. So it's added pressure like, okay, I got to pass these classes. Like, I done gave up on my NFL dream. I got to pass these classes and graduate. Yeah. And like you said, it's not normal to have that amount of pressure as a 21-year-old, but sometimes in our community, that's the reality.
I remember you saying that you had a conversation with your grandpa, and he said something to you that's always stuck with you. Be mindful of your decisions because a lot of people are counting on you.
Yeah.
Is that something that you still stick with today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to some degree.
it's like a mantra. It's a mantra. To some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, to some degree. I think I was 19 when we had that conversation. Like
Man.
19, 20 years old. I still remember it. God rest his soul. But we were sitting on the back of his truck in front of his house, and
Oh yeah, man.
and we was talking for like an hour, and I don't remember nothing else he said outside of that, because it just hit home, and I was like, damn, yeah, this is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? And he was my mom's dad, and so he knew me and my mom had a good relationship. She raised me, and so he knew that me and her were super tight. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, I think to this day, I think it's still a mantra, something that I realize. Even if I don't live by those exact words per se, I do try to keep in mind that this is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Everything is bigger than me. So
I think it's the thing that allowed you to push the envelope on things. Like,
yeah,
it allowed you to actually go forth with what you was doing. And even though, despite the fact that you're like, how can I put it? Despite the fact that you're like doing something outside of football, doing something outside of engineering at this point, you're still saying, yo, you know what I'm gonna do, bro? I gotta make sure that all of my moves are like chess.
yeah. So I think, man, you actually gave me a different outlook, because I think I hesitated when you asked me, do I still live by that? Like the quote my grandfather said, where he said, you know, be mindful of your decisions, grandson, because you got a lot of people depending on you. And at that moment, he was talking, this was 15, 16 years ago. He was talking about my mom and my then teenage sister, right? So fast forward 16 years ago, you just gave me a different outlook on it, because even though I don't have those people depending on me now, I still have other people that are watching me and are inspired by me. And even this podcast interview, hopefully I can inspire some people. But my Instagram followers, people that I run into and meet and just have conversations with, you just gave me a different outlook on that quote, because, yeah, even though I don't have those people depending on me, I still got some form of responsibility to people that's watching or that's inspired or that's looking to get in the industry, entrepreneurship, anything. So I thank you for that.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was your Spider-Man statement. With great power comes great responsibility. I feel like that's just how God works. It's never, and me and Chris was actually having a conversation about this. God is so perfect in the sense where, like, he can give you a revelation, he can expose something that you need to work on, and he can give you a message that you're supposed to share and carry on to somebody else, all in one event. And for you, though that conversation may have been geared towards something like immediate that was happening in that moment in time, it's something that you were supposed to hold on to throughout the rest of your days. And that's probably why you can't really reflect so easily on everything y'all talked about in that convo.
Right. Because
it was one of those things that was supposed to stick out.
That's powerful.
Our experiences are never for us. It's always for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I appreciate
you, bro.
you being obedient, man. That's what's up. I tried to do research, y'all. I know, like, if I'm coming up with quotes and stuff this man has said, y'all might be like, what?
I'm impressed. I'm impressed,
man.
dog. You done some great research.
I tried to,
Yeah,
bro.
you done your homework, bro. I'm impressed.
You know what I'm saying? I think I need to start giving disclaimers to people that I do that because I don't want to get them freaked out. Like, how in the world is this dude?
I think if you continue to create that culture, people would just grow to expect it. And some people are appreciative that you actually know some background information before you jump into the interview.
I want people to understand that, I wanted to talk to you specifically because of what I was able to learn about you. There's value in everyone's story, right? Yeah. But of course, certain people's stories are going to stick out closer to you than others. So let's bring it back. Now we've graduated with our engineering degree. Okay, how do we go from that to? Nah, bro. I think I'm gonna start making suits. Cause you work so hard for the degree. You know what I mean? Like,
I did. So I went to school in Louisiana.
Cool.
So okay. Everything out there is oil field.
Big facts.
So even though I went to, like, my engineering degree was electronic engineering, so I'm dealing with software, I'm dealing with computer hardware, I'm dealing with the back end systems of like TVs and computers and motherboards and, you know, stuff like that. And that's what I wanted to do out of college.
Yeah.
And I got a job working in the oil field, offshore, drilling for oil, something that I mean, I was not interested in, you know what I'm saying? But I was making good money. I'm like, okay, I'm not broke no more. I got an engineering job. I'm working for Halliburton. It's a well-renowned company.
That's what Chris worked. He just gave you out of nod.
Yeah, Halliburton boys. Hey man, I met some close friends at Halliburton because we work in the trenches. Like we was in the trench. That's the hardest work I've ever done in my life.
Word.
And I've done some hard work. Yeah, but working in the oil field was hard. And so I did that for 6 years. But I didn't really like it just because that's not what I went to school for.
Yeah.
So I was always thinking of like side businesses that I can start because I was working 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Oh, okay.
So
yes,
on
you had a
my,
lot of time.
Yeah, on my off days, I'm always, let's start something. Let's do something with these 2 weeks.
What was the first thing?
I never did nothing, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I would get home and just want to chill. like
You worked super hard.
In complete transparency.
Yeah.
I got paid. I had money. Like, I'm just chilling. And at that time, I had my girl. Like, all I wanted to do was chill. You get what I'm saying? And, and so I never started nothing. But I always wanted to. But I knew it was because I was comfortable. I was making money. I didn't have that extra, like, motivation to, like, do something on the side. Like, wow, I'm chilling. Like, money good right now. You get what I'm saying?
So that comfortability, you think that could be, for some people, that's their own, I guess, trap?
Oh yeah,
What they truly could do.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes, I mean, I'm a testament of it. Sometimes you got to get kicked in the ass to to really go hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew that's why I wasn't going as hard because I was comfortable. But at the same time, I was like, I grew up broke. And so I wasn't broke no more.
Yeah.
So I was like,
good.
I was good. Like, yeah, I was good.
I can buy what I want.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can eat what I want.
Exactly.
I ain't worrying about nothing. You feel me?
Yeah. But to answer your question, like that's how Legacy Lapels started because I got laid off from that job.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, what is it that I really want to do? And that's how Legacy Lapels and this entrepreneurship started.
Okay.
Because I got laid off.
Did you just go straight to the suits, or were you like dabbling in different things? I know I found out about the book and everything. And I was curious. I was like, okay, he got one book out. Did he think about writing another book? Like what was the? I think my man's asked, you got the audio book? He's like, man, I ain't never did it.
Yeah. I dabbled in some stuff, man, but that book is still like one of my greatest accomplishments. Like I feel so proud to have written that book, bro. But I did a lot within those like 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years before Legacy Lapels was even started. But I still had like real estate investment. So I had just started investing in real estate. We had a podcast, me and my then wife, we had a podcast. And that was pretty fun. And then I wrote the book kind of like simultaneously. Like you mentioned earlier, I got certified in life coaching just because that was kind of organic and people were inspired by the story and inspired by the journey.
Yes.
And it just felt good to just be able to try to give back in that sense. You know what I'm saying? What else did I do? Oh, I was blogging. I started a blog. Like, that was pretty cool. And people was like, bro, you can really write. So that's how the book started, because I started a blog first, and I was just writing, and people was like, bro, you're a good writer.
You actually got back to this.
Yeah. Like, you actually can write pretty well. And then that's how the book kind of, like, I got the idea to just write a book. And I was like, let's write a book.
That's
and,
fine.
You know? Yeah.
Dang. I thought about writing a book, bro. I don't know if I could do it.
I got the blueprint. If you want it, I got the guideline of like how to do it.
We're gonna talk off camera.
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot right now.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
people gonna be waiting on the book, so I don't want you to commit.
Bro,
to it.
here's the thing: like, you are the sixth person that said that.
For real?
I'm dead serious. Like to know the full story of like how this even came to be and where I was at a certain time and place.
Right.
Like this man is looking at me. He's looking at me in the eyes like, yeah, I told you. Yeah, man. I'm just like, bro, I don't want to write no book. Like I can't write no book. Like, what y'all talking about? Who gonna read my book?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But okay, so we tried a bunch of different things, and it ultimately landed on Legacy Lapels and making suits. I heard you say that you wanted to give somebody something that was tangible, but also invoked a certain type of, I guess you would say, energy, feeling, empowerment.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how suits. Because everybody always asks me, like, what made you do suits? And so I was really brainstorming, like, what product I can sell.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to be in business. But then also, like, I wanted it to be deeper than the product. And I don't know, just like one night, actually, I was talking to one of my close friends. He has a sunshade company out in L.A.
Want to plug the company?
Yeah, Suave Eyewear, the world's first inspirational eyewear company. So it's a pretty dope company. But inside every, what's this called? The arm,
Bro, don't make me lie. I wear glasses. I'm
embarrassed that I don't even know. But inside that, it has like inspirational quotes engraved, and they go.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, so every time you put your shades on, you just reminded of like this inspiration.
If you do prescription, holla at me.
He just dropped the prescription.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you his info, bro. But so we was all like, we would just talk about entrepreneurship every day, and we was both brainstorming like what product we can sell, and so we was bouncing ideas. And I think I told him, man, if I would probably do suits if I started a product-based business.
Yeah.
Because I know how suits make me feel. Like when I put on a suit, I feel unstoppable.
When did you put on your first one?
Probably prom, but that wasn't, I don't even count that. Well, actually, yeah, prom was probably like the freshest I felt. Like prom, my senior prom, I put on this big oversized baby blue suit, white shoes, tacky as all hell. Hey, but I felt like the freshest person in the Galleria that day. And but I knew it was different. Like growing up as an athlete, you know, we got our Nikes. You see, I still kind of mixed the Nikes with the suit. But like we grew up in our Nikes, our J's. And back then, shoot, you put on a fresh pair of J's.
You good?
I'm really good. You know what I'm saying? Like you got them. You ain't been in the crease. You ain't creasing the toes. Like, but then when I put on my first suit, that felt different. Like I was like, ooh, this is different. Like this feels different. And so I knew that, okay, well, if I can transfer that energy to other people and sell them a product, then I feel like that's God's work. You get what I'm saying? Like,
big facts.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that came about.
Man, this man. So like he'll drop all like a quotable, right? It's not a. I'm trying to remember the exact term, the exact words. It's like it's a men's empowerment brand disguised as a clothing brand.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what
fire.
it is. Yeah. When I first started the company, I was like, it's not a suit company. It's a men's empowerment company disguised as a suit company.
The suit's a plus.
The suit's just extra.
It's just extra.
But if you walk out and you feeling empowered, you feeling confident, you feeling unstoppable, that's what I'm selling you. The suit, it just look good and it's a plus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yo, the suits, they're dope. They're hella dope. And like I said, like looking at, knowing the story and everything, just taking that leap of faith, I wanted to ask this question before we wrap anything up. The book. The Fear of Greatness. Overcoming the Fear of Greatness.
The Fear of Greatness, yeah. Yeah.
Where was that fear illustrated in your life, actually? I know we talked about the pressure that can get put on whenever when you think about, oh, I need to do this because this person's watching, or I need to do that because, my cousins is counting on me, my mom's. Would you say that's all a part of that fear?
Yeah. So I think I touched on it earlier. How I told you that when I first got my job and I was good, comfortable, but that was rooted in like a fear of being broke again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We grew up not having money, not being financially stable.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to experience being broke again. And so when I had money, I didn't want to do nothing to lose it ever. You get what I'm saying? So I was comfortable in that place. And that was like the first time I realized like this is some deep rooted fear. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't want to overspend. I didn't want to, I was all about save. Budgeting. Look, I had the Mint app.
This boy was living like he was in college and he hadn't made it. You know what I'm saying?
Making close to, I was, back then I think I was making $80K a year, like my first year working, bro. But I'm still saving. I'm still saving. Like I'm keeping these $80K, like outside of bills.
Boy.
But for like 24, I think I was 24 when I first got that job. And
24 making 80K?
24 or 25, bro.
Who was doing that 24? I'm looking at Chris, y'all, like, at 24 making 80,000?
I told you we was working, bro. Like, we was working. That was some hard work.
Yeah.
But I ain't want to spend it. I'm like, I ain't spending this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, that's what I realized. It was fear. And it took me a long time to realize that. And then I started thinking, so as I was writing a book, I started thinking, where does that fear came from? Like, where could that have started? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it went back to like my first ever real whooping as a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up in black. Yeah.
You
like,
brought it back.
No, for real. Wow. And I talked about this in the book, but I was like maybe 9 years old. And one of my uncles, like my mom, I was just acting out in class. I was just cutting up. Not even really, just getting in trouble. Getting in trouble, trying to be the class clown.
Yeah.
And my uncle whooped me. And like, it kind of really like shifted my personality in a sense. Like, I was more mindful of I was more fearful of like messing up. Because I didn't want another whooping. Yeah. So I kind of like shelled up and just like wasn't as outgoing as I used to be, and you know what I'm saying. And so, but we don't think about that. We don't think about that side of it when we, when we're in it. Yeah, when we in it or getting a whipping, but you don't think. Sometimes it has long-term effects. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And it's also passed down too. Like a lot of people that with kids will tend to say that, hey, they raised their kids how they were raised, even though you'll swear up and down that does not happen. Right. That's typically how it ends up playing out. Facts. The thing that helps is actually recognizing where your particular place of, I don't want to call it a place of pain, but place of pain actually originates. Because at that point, you can say, okay, wait, this happened at this. When I have a child, I'm not doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can discipline, but at the same time, I'll be mindful of how I discipline, when I discipline.
Right.
You're just a little bit more mindful of everything you do. Right. Man, it's crazy that you said that, bro, because people tend to think that all traumatic situations, the how they illustrate themselves later is something negative.
Right.
But it can manifest itself into something that yields you some type of positive gain, right? But it's still a problem because at that point you're in so many words you're giving from a hurt place.
And a lot of our trauma, it stems from childhood that we don't even realize. That we don't even realize it. So sometimes therapy and deep self-reflection is needed to to unpack all that stuff that we don't even realize happened. You know what I'm saying?
Would you call yourself an introspective person?
Yeah.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
I don't. I just really started like I guess you would say identifying as that, but
For real?
Yeah, because I mean I overthink, bro. Like you leave me by myself. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
And in every situation I tend to get into, like if it goes kind of left or heck goes right, I always look at what did I do to attribute to that, even if it's not like somebody could have did something to me. And I'm like, well, what did I do?
Yeah.
Type stuff. But yeah,
I got that same issue.
Man.
And yeah, I don't know.
Someone told me that goes with creative people. It's like a common trait.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I'm just saying this was told to me. I'm not claiming to have all the answers, man.
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. So we here at Legacy Lapels. We've definitely overcome that fear by just taking that leap of faith and saying, I'm not gonna go run and go get that another engineering job. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur.
Right.
I'm gonna get money the fly away. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You like that? You can take it. Yeah, you can take it. I'm gonna get money to fly away. Now that we're here, I mean, like I said, y'all great brand. If y'all ever in need of a suit, y'all just want to beef up y'all wardrobe, I gotta talk with this man because I got an idea for some pants, but we're gonna talk about it. Now that you're in this and you've been doing this for like how many years now?
4 years. Just made 4 years.
4 years, self-sustained.
Yeah.
What do you when you're sitting with a client and just giving everything that's brought you to this point? What are you trying to leave that client with outside of just a nice suit?
Right. Like I said, that feeling when they put it on, I'm definitely trying to leave them with that. And then I also want to just give them that entire experience. Like for a lot of my clients, it's their first custom suit. And so I think a lot of them are going to remember their first custom suit. Yeah. And then that whole experience of the guy that helped me get my first custom suit. And so that whole thing is kind of like priceless. I was talking to somebody else the other day. He's another entrepreneur. But we were talking, he's a trainer, athletic trainer out in Minnesota. A guy I grew up with, guy I played high school football with. But anyway, we were talking about like what makes us feel good, what brings us satisfaction from the people that we serve, right? And a lot of the times I'll have a client, they're getting married, we've made their suit, we tried it on, it's their wedding day, boom, they get married, and then immediately, like the next day, they start sending me all the pictures from the wedding. Like, bro, I really appreciate you, bro. Like my suit was amazing, man. I feel good. I got so many compliments. And for me, that's just crazy that you still thinking about me the day after your wedding enough to like send me some pictures because you was just that, like you're that thankful and grateful. That's fire. That, bro, like that's and so I'm like, man, they don't know that how much that feeds me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pouring into them with that suit, but they don't know that that's the reason why I'm doing it by them pouring into me. You get what I'm saying? And
yeah, like, man.
Like you really like these just start sending like my DMs or my text messages. I just get all the photos before they even post them on Instagram. Like it's like
because you're a part of people's memories, bro. Like you are a pivotal part of that. And
yeah.
Man, dog, like you touched on so many things just now. Money is great. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
money
facts.
is amazing, okay? All right?
The facts.
You know what I'm saying? Chris in the background saying amen. Money is great. But at the same time, like those moments when you know you've like actually touched somebody, pause. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You've really like been pivotal in somebody's experience, in memories, in trajectory. You don't. And so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think is that a part of like the name Legacy Lapels as a whole? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Legacy. I mean, Legacy is hopefully the idea was to pass this down to someone, to a future generation. But then also, it's twofold because now I'm helping these people start a new chapter in their
Double
legacy.
entendre.
You see that? See what I did there?
You feel?
But yeah, like helping people start another chapter in their legacy as well, and being a part of that.
That's awesome.
It's a new chapter in y'all legacy, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
That's fire,
So,
man.
yeah.
And I appreciate you.
Man, I
sitting down
appreciate
with
you,
me,
bro.
man.
Yeah, we finally made it happen.
Yeah, like,
And
for real.
Yeah, it was all vibes.
Man, it was
glad.
dope, y'all. It's been a minute, okay? It's been a minute. But it was well worth it. If I can ask you, anybody, if you could speak directly to somebody out there who's seeing this, I always pray that this reaches whoever it needs to reach.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to fear specifically, whether it's being fear of failure, fear of being successful, what advice would you give them right now?
Yeah, I think fear gonna be there. Fear gonna be there. But in terms of fear, and I live by this, I think it's more. It's better to be brave than fearless. And so we not ever getting away from fear. Like fear gonna be there.
Yeah.
But bravery is doing things and you scared of it.
Yeah.
Like, so, but still doing it in spite of fear. Fearless. Yeah, you can be fearless, but now you're not careful. You're not careful. Yeah. Cause you don't even think about the consequences. You don't even factor in. But as long as you're mindful of fear and you move in bravery and you move in courage, and still do everything you can to still do it in spite of the fear being present. Okay. I think that's a good way to approach anything that you scared of.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so real quick, let me know what's coming next for Legacy Lapels. What you got coming up? You got anything, you know what I mean?
Man, so listen, I know Legacy Lapels is the suits. I just launched a separate brand, which is Ramon Leonardo, and it's more like casual wear, track suits, athletic stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of still touch on, because that's a part of me that's never went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I like being comfortable. I like being athletic. I like still looking a little sporty. So Ramon Leonardo is focused on that. Athleisure is the term. So Ramon Leonardo, so I'm designing stuff for that brand. And then I'm also still designing new suits and combinations for Legacy Lapels. So be on the lookout for more stuff from Ramon Leonardo, but also this summer collection winter collection from Legacy Lapels.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, man, we're going to have to see a catalog or something. You know what I'm saying?
I got to get that together for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've never done it. I've never had anything custom. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
But
it's different.
I need to start. We gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen.
We could do something, bro.
I appreciate y'all joining me. I appreciate you coming on, sitting down with me, man. Sure. I got my mans in the bag trying to keep me on track. Okay, you gotta have a team, y'all. You gotta have a team. I always ask this too before I leave. Mm-hmm. If you could speak to a younger you, right? Let's say you wake up in the morning, you getting ready, you look in the mirror, and when you look up, you wash your face, you look up, and you see a younger you looking you dead in the eyes. Y'all know off rip what this is, and you can give them 3 gems, just 3, real quick. What would they be?
Ooh, okay.
I appreciate you, Chris.
Let's see. Follow your instinct. Trust your instinct. Always trust your instinct. Love unconditionally. And remember that it's bigger than you, I guess. Yeah. Remember that it's always bigger than you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. All right, man. This is Success Ain't Random. Episode 17, man. I thank y'all for rocking with me. It's your boy, VNLJ. Y'all, if you've learned anything from this, I'm gonna leave y'all with a quote. Fear, anxiety, a challenge. All it is an invitation for you to level up and grow. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Tag that, put that on your Instagrams, tweet it, make sure you say @VNLJ. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? God gave me that one, just meditating. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let them know where they can find you, bro. Let them know.
Yeah, listen, Instagram is Legacy Lapels, all one word. Instagram is also Ramon_Leonardo. That's the new brand. It's the same on the website is legacylapels.com. Facebook is Legacy Lapels. The book is on Amazon that we talked about. The Fear of Greatness is still on Amazon. I talked to my boy Chris. We may be coming up with an audio version for you Kindle and Audible listeners.
You feel me?
I really want to do that. So if we can get the ball rolling, bro, we can definitely do that. So yeah, that's everything. The Fear of Greatness on Amazon. My name is Ramon Smothers. I'm glad to be here, bro. Thanks for having me. For real.
Appreciate you, G. I appreciate you, man. Like I said before, it's your boy VNLJ. Follow me on I Am Growth. That's I.am.grxwth. Also follow the podcast, man. Success Ain't Random on everything. And yo, let me know where you're listening to this from, and also how it inspired you, how it touched you. We're all about inspiring the culture. We take talkers and the doers who make average into extraordinary. If that's you, then you're in the right place, man. And again, I appreciate you. All my audio listeners, thank y'all. Y'all been rocking out. And until next time, you know what I always say. Be blessed. Don't stress. You already know the rest. And we out.
We reap what we sowing. To be peaceful, you gotta know violence. Keep it low, please don't cause a commotion. My response to the Levian ruins, and really not sure that's your type of promotion. We up early on road, rolling. Hog the lane in our bar, we ain't bowling. In 16, I hopped off in the Ford. Headed to Texas, not sure where I'm going. I'm the coldest on earth, bring the wind just to out them LaFaz. They see my devotion.